Incoming transmission standby. Welcome to the Nod News Network. This follows negotiations between Washington and the African country's new military leaders, according to the U.S. Air Force. The U.S. military has resumed drone flights and aircraft operations from its bases in Niger as part of a counter-terrorism mission, the head of Washington's Air Force in Asia said. Europe and Africa, General James Hecker, announced Wednesday. The resumption comes more than a month after operations were suspended in response to the July 26 coup in Niger that ousted President Mohamed Bazoum. Speaking to reporters at the annual conference of the Air Force and Astronautics Association in National Harbor, MD, on Wednesday, Hecker said drone operations for intelligence missions and surveillance has resumed in recent weeks following negotiations with putschists in Niamey. For a while, we didn't fly any missions to the bases, they basically closed the airports, Hecker was quoted as saying by the Associated Press. Thanks to the diplomatic process, we are now carrying out, I wouldn't say 100% of the missions that we carried out before, but we are carrying out a large number of the missions that we have carried out. Happened before, the military leader added. Niger is the main hub for U.S. military operations involving counter-terrorism intelligence, reconnaissance and surveillance against Islamist militant groups in the Sahel region of West Africa. Washington has 2 bases in the country, where about 1,100 U.S. soldiers are stationed. Last week, Niamey's new military rulers announced they had reopened the country's airspace to all commercial flights, closed since early August, just days after taking control of the government. However, a U.S. military official told media outlet VOA in an interview published Friday that access to commercial flights has not normalized the frequency of the aircraft's flights. Driverless. The Pentagon earlier said some military personnel and their assets had been moved from an air base near the Nigerian capital to another base in Agadez, where the military had been flying drones since 2019. Sabrina Singh, the Pentagon's deputy press secretary, clarified that the action was simply a precautionary measure, stressing that there was no threat to U.S. troops or violence on the ground. The press secretary of the U.S. Department of Defense, Brigadier General Patrick Ryder, is also said to have confirmed that Washington is once again carrying out missions in Niger, but only to monitor threats for security purposes. This has been the Nod News Network, transmission complete.